That's interesting. Inform the dice maker about the source of doom. But it's not a source of doom. Harder core. Look for Ruby on the coast. Ruby was in the Cinderblock village but left Monday. She could be anywhere on the peninsula, north of the village. Look inside the church. Ask around. There are people to the west of the mural. Or, I don't know, ask a girl on a date, then ask her. Ask the wind, maybe? Return to the felled mural and consult the wind if you don't know what to do. Other than that, keep searching the coast. Huh, so it's like a helper thing. I think she's up there. I bet you she's in this frickin' building. Probably we go up that ladder and then down there. She's in there, I know it. I think... Is this the way we go to check out this wall? Yeah.
A row of ghostly shades facing a crumbling wall, with another 7 shades standing 10 meters from them. A single person stands on the sideline.
Kim, who was who in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Feld?
What if it was the Feld personnel when their assets were being seized by the revolutionaries?
Another likely scenario.
Or maybe...
What about people from the coalition, the so-called moralists?
Yeah, it's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
Can I...
A host of men, they stand, ordinary people, comrades. A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
I guess that's the only thing that we could talk to Kim about.
Behind this building, the other one, once filled with engineers and designers of Feld Electric, now collapsed and dead, but for some rats. You feel drawn, for some reason, to the faded mural again.
It's letting me know. I don't remember, like, where I'm supposed to check for these bullets.
There's no way the perp is in here, officer. Look how scarred the boards are. All attempts to pry them off have failed.
Kim, you think she's in there? Point at the boarded up building.
The suspect? God, I hope not. I can't see a way in, though many have tried.
Can I try to get in, though?
Not this time. The opposition is insurmountable, but I like the spirit. Have some points. It's lonely and cold without points.
Everyone needs points. I'm going to give everyone that's watching some points, okay? I'll give you 2 points.
And dangerous. Dangerous too.
Nothing more to do here then. I don't think I can go down here. No. I feel like we're done with this area. Where the hell am I supposed to... Check boardwalk for bullet traces. Check island for bullet traces. Let me just go back up here quickly. We did do this before. Can I talk to Kim?
Yes?
No. Nothing new. Oh.
There's some tear. An empty cigarette. 2 empty bottles. No, there's more in there. Liver stroke.
A tragedy.
He shakes his head with...
Nothing here. Maybe I just don't care at this point. Seems to be a lot of effort to do this when I kind of have a sense already of what happened. Still want to look around though. Nothing else over here. What is it? 119.
The scruffy-haired little boy.
Oh, can I talk to her again about something? Oh, we should check the bullet. Right. We should check the bullet. Maybe that'll give us some other clues.
Hello, mister. Bye.
No. Don't see anything there. I will check this bullet out, though.
The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp.
Kim, take a look at this. It's a jacketed bullet close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader like those typically found on the streets of Martinez.
We were right. This came from a serious weapon.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Something tells you that won't be anytime soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while.
Okay. Hand-eye coordination. Where are the name of the antique rifle you found? Curse, Ilmar, and Dice. Is it the antique rifle that we found? I know we had at least one thing for hand-eye coordination, didn't we? Oh, I think I have it equipped. Okay, let's do it.
The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag. You can't remember what happened last week. What makes you think you're going to remember arcane firearm models?
All right, we failed. Shit.
Our tenant, the policeman.
Okay.
Either sea's gonna calm down soon. I can.
Let's talk to her again. Now that we have Kim here, I think she wants to tell us more, right?
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Got some more questions about reality.
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
You said pale. What is pale?
The pale is not, technically speaking, part of reality.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough excitement for today. We do have a case to attend to.
His voice is low, but firm. All she can say
We just started talking to her, Kim. You weren't here before.
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else.
I don't want to. I want to know about... I want to know what the pale is. Let's just go with, what do you mean it's not part of reality?
Ma'am, remember you are dealing with a very sensitive and impressionable police officer who is still recovering from a recent medical episode.
Did you see me dancing, Kim? We're back, baby.
The Lieutenant's right. Let's change topics. What do you want to know? Anything.
But she wants to tell you. You could sneak back later when he's not around, unless you can convince him to step aside.
Wait, what? Didn't she say she wanted to talk to us when he was around? Was it specifically so that we had to get rid of him again? Ah!
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know.
She's not even asking you anything. It's so easy to just say.
Oh. Bunch of stuff with Everett. Bam, this whole thing is a takeover. That money you gave me, would that make things weird if I shared information, I mean? Mr. Everett, help me find my gun.
Stupendous. I didn't think he'd pull through.
More than a bit surprised. Check it out!
That's beautiful. A Villiers 9mm. Front-loaded? 2 or 3 barreled?
3. It was not easy to get this gun back, I'll tell you that.
Villiers and LaSalle was one of the original 14 Indo tribes of Revachol. Did you know? Artillery and ballistics. Before the revolution, of course. They belong to some Gottwalders now.
She phrases it as if it's a pity. She also phrases it as a transition out of you waving your gun around.
What else? It helps to sometimes hold inventory of the things you've achieved, you know. Clears the soul.
He asked me to open a door.
A referral, you mean? I take it this was for someone in the RCM. Don't answer that.
No, I mean like a real door to someone's house.
Oh my. A real door.
The lieutenant does not say anything, but you hear the nylon of his jacket rustle as he looks at you.
It had to be done. I got information. It was useful to the case.
That's good to hear, Detective. Police work is rarely pretty, but it sounds like you did what you had to do.
Her bartering mind cannot fathom that you didn't ask anything in return.
Frankly, what was done was not pretty at all, but neither was it illegal, and it was not for nothing.
He turns to you.
This seems serious.
I advise you to be very selective with what information you choose to share. This may have consequences beyond our line of sight.
Everett asked the union's militant wing to fully cooperate with the investigation.
How benevolent. Hopefully they'll help you sort this whole business out, if they haven't already.
While we appreciate your assistance, ma'am, I'm afraid we can't discuss the specifics of an ongoing investigation with you.
That is only fair.
I said all I can.
Well, I hope it yields something. Otherwise, you'll have opened that door for naught.
That's all I've got to say.
Naturally, Detective. There are lighter topics to gossip about.
Bam, this whole thing is a takeover.
A takeover?
Oh shit, should we really do this? Yes, it's not a strike. You aren't being let in because there's nothing to negotiate. The union is taking the terminal. He's told me so in his own words. He's taking it. He'll also use the drug trade to finance the harbor. Let's see what happens. It's not a strike.
If they're taking it,
She looks toward the colorful mountains of crates, like toy blocks rising above Martinez.
Green livery, changing into red, blot by blot. Like a cancer of the blood, metastasizing.
then we're talking about a war. Everett needs to let me into the harbor at once. We need to talk about this.
I could ask him to let you in.
No. It's naive of me. He sent you. This is the negotiation now. And if he does not avert his course, it will be a war negotiation, detectives.
War is their goal. They think they can win before we even know it started.
An insane goal. Cornell has 1,000 men on their payroll. The next batch will be a platoon of 20 men and a gunship. You can't simply trick them.
I've seen the Union's forces. They are better organized than these mercenaries. They also have the support of the people of Revachol West. It will take more than Cornell to wipe them out. Wild Pines will need to send more and better equipped men. Make no mistake, ma'am. I am sure you have the money. The question is, how many years and how many lives are you willing to sacrifice?
What do you suggest I do?
First, will this affect your decision-making process? A lot of options here. It's not the RCM's job to make those decisions. The workers should have the harbor. Cut off the snake's head. Everart's pushing all this. It's a bluff. Call it. Have them open fire and see how long they last. Bring in everything you have and wipe them from the face of the earth. Look at your wrists. Apocalypse o'clock. Time to commence the gloaming. I wish there was a disco option. First, let's affect your decision-making process.
Everything affects the decision-making process, detective.
Officer?
Look on the lieutenant's face conveys uncertainty. It doesn't even sound angry.
For once, I don't seem to know what the right thing to do is.
This is the non-committal answer. The workers should have the harbor.
Do you think it's within my authority to give it to them? Do you think I can control the board and the shell-shocked mercenaries they've sent?
It is. It is well within her authority. It's been clear for some time that this woman is more than she lets on.
So what are you going to do?
What will I do?
She says, slowly looking around.
Did I ever tell you how they discovered this Isola? During our reality lowdown?
The wind blows. Waves crash in the distance. She crosses her arms and asks. You said you would one day.
It may be the only break we've ever caught as a species. The last one for 400 years.
Why?
The nations who colonized this Isola called theirs Muindi, the world. It was all they knew, all they thought would be. That there would be something more was a gamble, akin to another world, or life after death. The Pale was thought to be impregnable, perpetual. Irene la Navigateur, the Queen of Suren, sent 8 expeditions, one after the other, into the mass at the edge of the world. 5 of the crews did not return. 2 did, but had lost their minds.
8. Is that a normal number?
It was anything but normal. There was no precedent. People thought she was punishing the admirals, or had gone mad, or both. Until after years of trial and error, and the development of a strict psychological regime imitating the creation process of poetry.
Whoa, okay.
Called Volta Doma, or Return from the Sea.
The 8th expedition returned sane and intact. They told of a new continent of matter. They told the Queen and her counselor, Dolores Day, that the Pale had begun to condense, day after day, hour after hour, minute after minute, slowly raining down until it formed a vast ocean.
The air is cold and scented with petrichor. There are rain circles on water all around. Humidity crawls up your back like a piano trill.
Put your hands in the rain.
So does the lieutenant. His mouth is slightly open as he looks to the sky. The droplets feel warm, like spring rain.
This ocean?
The phenomenon has
She
never
nods.
again been encountered. For a time, the crew thought they were experiencing a hallucination. The mass hand proclaimed, Lancielinde, Lancielinde, the signal to wake up. But they could not. They were sane and conscious, as islands began to appear on the horizon. There are 78,000 uninhabited islands in the Insulindian archipelago, officer. The freckled face of God.
She smiles.
You've thought it a million times.
After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again.
A total shift in human comprehension of reality. On the second day, a great skua was shot down above the flagship Lysergique. The bird was preserved and brought back, along with pollen. 4 years later, the Queen's Counsellor was proclaimed Her Innocence Dolores Day, the elected world spirit. The age of humanism, internationalism, and parliamentary rule followed. We were high.
Leaving us here. Great skua was the first bird they saw? This is the last break we got. It's raining. Leaving us here.
On Caillou. The Pebble. The largest of the fertile, uninhabited islands of the northeast Insulindian archipelago. 4 centuries and 2 revolutions later.
The great skua was the first bird they saw?
The first living, autonomous organism. Proof of reality. It's the symbol of Insulinde, detective. The coat of arms of the suzerain and the wings on the crest of the commune.
I seem to have it in for it. Or it for me. I broke one. Oh yeah, the stuffed bird, right?
In your defense, it is a nasty creature who plucks food from the throats of lesser birds. Yet much like Revachol, it is also magnificent and rare. Imagine the suzerain of seagulls.
There was a sting in your heart at the mention before, when she said its name.
And this is the last break we got.
The nations of Mundi proceeded to discover 5 more Isolae. Or they discovered us. All in the rush of the great inter-Islary reconnection. But these others weren't uninhabited. We had to kill people there. Wipe out indigenous populations. Gunboat economies. Or they came to do the same for us. Or had done to each other. But here...
She spreads her arms.
There was no one but the skua, the Liliat Sea, and the Blood Beach, and the River Esperance. It was the new world. The Mondials used it to amass the greatest concentration of wealth mankind has ever seen. Revachol, the suzerain.
What happened?
Revolution, poverty, and the mercurial rise of capitalism.
She nods. It's raining.
It is. Soon it will be spring and everything will blossom.
She pulls the hood over her head.
The gangs will run wild, jacking motor carriages, ferrying amphetamines through Coal City. Spring is tough in Revachol.
So what will you do?
I will take your advice, Lieutenant Chiefrater. I will surrender Terminal B to the Union.
Hey! I thought it was not within your means.
She puts her hand in the rain. She's silent for a second.
We will see.
Ma'am, this may well unravel property law this side of the river. If that occurs, we may never see the end of this kind of confrontation. The next time there will be 2 strikes, then 4, then 100.
What happens will happen.
She takes the end in her rain-slick hand and starts untying the knot.
The age of capital has only begun. I will talk to my employers in person. We will amputate and cauterize Martinez. If you handle the situation on the ground.
Okay. You're going now?
Yes, Mr. Clare has a 2-month head start. I can't let it grow any bigger. And I've exhausted all my options from here.
She generally avoids that term with her employers.
There are no employers. She's a member of the board. Probably a partner.
You are the Wild Pines. There are no employers.
You are the citizens' militia. There are no superiors.
She turns to you, rope in hand. What? Of course I have superiors.
That's right, Detective. And next time, you should confer with them before you go setting events in motion.
Whoops!
Despite his words, he's not really sure whether to be annoyed with you or not. Events are already in motion. Whether your actions accelerated or momentarily retarded their progress, even the lieutenant cannot really...
I feel good about my choice. I think it's a way to avoid conflict and deaths for now. Even after all this time, I still don't really understand who you are or what your angle is. I answer for my own actions. I don't hide behind some faceless organization. Do we? That doesn't sound like us. I think we're more the number one.
I have not deceived you. I told you exactly who I was. Rejoice Layton.
Understood.
Keep the peace, and I will keep my end of the bargain.
How far along is Crenell's investigation?
A confrontation is imminent. They have followed in your footsteps. As your investigation reaches a climax, so does theirs. They are your shadow. Arm yourselves. Armor yourselves. Protect their targets. Violence may be unavoidable, but we can limit the casualties.
When will they make their move? Where?
Soon. I do not know precisely. They have cut off all communication, you see. They know I've been feeding you information. One last thing, Lieutenant Dubois. I've given the matter much thought and come to this conclusion. You're not an amnesiac. You're insane.
Fair.
I know, because I, too, am insane. I just hide my illness better. And I'm rich.
Isn't everybody a little insane? Yeah. How do you keep your shit together? You're over-radiated? I like this. Isn't everybody a little insane?
No, Detective. No one's as insane as you.
Don't worry, madame. I am very sane.
I don't really understand what this means. Well, let's say it.
I'm overexposed, baby. My travels take me through the Pale dozens of times a year. I've got the longing. And I've got it bad.
Points to her heart. Over-radiated from the Pale.
She would die to return to it. The Pale, the past, anything one can return to.
How do you keep your shit together?
The same strict psychological regimen the 8th Admiral developed when he crossed the Pale and discovered this Isola, the Volta do Mar. It's used by inter-Islary travelers and other troubled souls, even to this day.
You could use a little of it yourself.
Yeah, no shit. Goodbye, Rejoice Layton.
Watch out for yourselves. They will strike soon.
The lieutenant watches her boat grow smaller on the bay, its white sails fluttering. With worry in his eyes, he does not know if it was the right thing to do, but he doesn't say anything. You wonder what Everard has to say about this.
I'm gonna go talk to Everard, I think.
Slowly, the sails turn grey-blue as more oxygen gets between you.